Audio. I'm gonna guess me. Thank you. Thanks, Lou. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. And so I don't have too much this morning. This is the last day of August, obviously, but it seems like everything this morning is, especially the indices, are kind of in a tight range. Bonds have been up, and gold just in the last half hour took kind of a dive down, so that bears watching. Um, this last uh, this last couple of big red 30-minute candles that we see on crude oil. I don't know if you noticed the news coming out of, there was economic news this morning on Canada. And it, I'm not really sure. Sometimes some of this news in Canada can affect the price of crude oil. And this in particular is one of the markers that the Canadians use to assess. They seem to think they're fairly close to being in recession if they are not already. And that's not a good sign. The Canadian dollar uh, started down, 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 and it's taken crude oil with it. I'm not sure how long this is going to last with the crude oil price, but anyway, the Canadian dollar is not a happy camper this morning. When we look at crude oil for trade possibilities this morning, first thing you want to notice is where are we relative to settlement, and we are below settlement. Our apex indicators are just painting one red apex right after another, right after another. So we've got several. We are down here at this green institutional buy zone. There's a huge amount of volume in this. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get my pointer. Guess you see the pointer better. So crude oil seems to be on a real bend to go down. Part of this is the Canadian dollar dragging it. So we'll see what happens when it gets down here. This is a one deviation, minus one deviation. Then we have a magnet here at 4360 and our big red ice line down here. If it turns around, we're going to have to see something significant to get this thing to turn around. So I would caution you about taking long trade.
How about all them walls all over the place? You call them wonderful?
To the downside. So let's see. I don't notice anything significant happening in the indices. I know there's a lot of people that trade indices. And yes, thank you, Larry. Larry's posted a really good thing to keep in mind if you're trading the NQ. What he's posted is that there's $35 billion pension money going into the market today. And if you recall, I was trying to tell you last week that this last quarter you're going to expect to see some huge amounts of money being shifted around in these markets. So if you have found August considerably boring, that may not hold for the next 2 or 3 months. So we'll see what happens. Watch your indicators and take your trades with ask yourself, why am I taking this trade? And if you can't answer that, you really better just wait for a time when you can answer that question. If you get into it, where am I getting out? Plan your trade. So I'll see you around noon, and we'll see what's happened this morning. So this has been my view from my world at Apex Land. Thanks.